Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's about 8:30 on Saturday morning. Ooh. Today I will be multitasking. I will be adventuring, but I will also be taking part in a Pokemon community day. Because it is the Pokemon Tepig, but I always call him T-Pig because I like tea, and that's what I thought he was called to start with. So I thought he was a T-Pig. And there's actually a brand of tea called T-Pigs, which might be where I got it from. So I have to take part in this community day, even if I am busy doing other stuff as well. I think pretty much this morning is going to be very relaxed, just milling around here where Imo lives. I think I'll walk into town. Ooh, it's wet. It's been raining on and off all night. The UK, well, England actually, is due a big storm. I noticed there's a weather warning, but it kind of skirts around Wales. But I will be heading into that storm on the way home tonight. That's guaranteed. We're off to Chepstow Castle today, which is right on the Welsh border, right by the Severn Bridge actually, so I should be going home over the Severn Bridge rather than the Prince of Wales Bridge, which I usually go over. But it's because it's right on the border, Imo's going to catch the train home so that I don't have to drive like an hour back into Wales and an hour back out again. Which was good thinking on Imo's part, and I'm very grateful to her for that, because that's a good point. I don't really want to be driving an hour out there, then an hour back to drop her home, and then an hour back out there again, and then all the way home. I've had such a lovely time. I really have. It's been really, really nice. For those of you that might be wondering, who watch my daily vlogs as well as just my van life stuff, Kenzie's doing much better. I've been texting home and checking in with Leah and with Kenzie, and he just feels a bit snuffly now. Yeah, so that's good. He's improving. It wasn't a bad night. There was a bit of a Friday night party going on somewhere in the local area of this car park that I'm staying in. It's quite a built up area, and yeah, there was a lot of music, a lot of singing. And then several times in the night, well, first of all, it sounded like an argument, and I was like, oh God, someone's now had too much booze and is having an argument. And then this guy was being very loud and shouting, I can see you in there, I know you're in there, I'm sorry, open the door. So I know what was going on, but eventually a door did open. There was some chitter chatter, and then the door was closed and he was silent. So I'm assuming the lady he was shouting to finally let him in, but there'd obviously been some domestic going on. But apart from that, it's been fine. It's been very peaceful, and everybody who I have passed, or who has passed my van while the door's been open, they've all been really nice and, you know, spoken to me about the van and what have you. Yeah, I have to say now Spog doesn't look like a builder's van. He's getting a lot more attention. Right, well, I'm going to drink my tea and I'm going to cook myself some more bacon and eggs, but I'll put my eggs in a bit later this time. And yeah, just have a lazy morning. No rush. Our tickets are not till 1 o'clock, so I don't really need to leave here till lunchtime. I remembered to put my eggs in a bit later this time. Nearly done. Just waiting for those eggs to cook all the way over the top. I have kind of smokified my house a little bit here. I have opened the vent completely to let as much of the steam and smoke out as possible. Good job I don't have a smoke alarm, isn't it? There we go. This has got some spring onion in it as well, and a few tomatoes. Not that you can see them anymore because they're char grilled. But my eggs are runny, so that's really good. I've gone for a walk and I'm catching Pokemon in the rain. Today's adventures are at Chepstow Castle, which is just over there, and Spog is parked over there in a coach spot. I did have a chit chat with the people in tourist information and said that the spaces that were here were very, very thin and I couldn't actually get into them. So they said, yeah, park in there, that should be fine as long as I've got a ticket. So I'm going with that and hoping for the best. But it would appear I'm not the only person doing it, so maybe there's strength in numbers, I don't know. We found a little archway. We don't really know where it goes, but it goes into these gardens and we think it might take us towards the town. We want to be in this general direction. Yes, I do believe they are crab apples. You got that marked off on your book.
That's a good point.
No, not crab apples. They actually look like apples. Apparently they are Ashmed's kernel apples.
Rather beautiful little cottage garden, so we thought we'd just pop in for a look. These ones we go, they're just tipped on.
Well, this isn't really taking us, I don't think, to town. I think there's a dead end up there. I think it's just a garden for these little houses and just somewhere quiet to come and sit. There's a lot of lovely trees and apple trees, probably community apple trees, so people can come and pick them when they're ripe. I think Imo's going to go and just have a little explore and see if we can get through. Can we get through, Imo? Yes? She thinks so. Let's go exploring. It's okay, we didn't get stranded, although it was such a beautiful garden it wouldn't have mattered if we had. Oh, windy. We have found a nice church and I think this takes us towards the town. We're hoping to find a nice little cafe and get a little something for lunch. Oh, hello, pigeon. Look at that lovely old church. Hello. I think they've made a nice nest in there. I wonder if there's any babies in there. That's an unusual place for a pigeon to make a nest, because most pigeons make a nest on, you know, a stick somewhere. That actually seems like it might succeed as a nest. There's teeny tiny red spider mite.
That reminds me, dinner time.
Red spider might remind you dinner time?
No, filming the clock.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense, unless you fancy spiders for dinner.
I think that's a Wetherspoons, that one.
Yes, it is.
It's a Wetherspoons there.
Oh, wow. That is something I would love to play with. Old circus wagon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. So civilised, aren't we? Ladies want lunch.
We are ladies what lunch. That is a good egg mayo sandwich with my very nice tea, and you've got a mozzarella and tomato and oh, pesto. That smells really nice, Emma.
It does.
It does.
Wait till you do it.
Horses on my plate. Let's finish this last bit of tea and then we're going to head off to the castle. And it would seem I jinxed the weather because I commented that it wasn't raining. And now it's raining. Well, spitting. Well, that was a very delicious lunch from Tiffin Tea and Coffee House in Chepstow. Highly recommend. What did you think?
Delish.
Lovely. Should we go to the castle? Could I please bother you for some I'm not sure, what did they serve back in the olden days?
Turnips.
I'd like some turnips, please, for his lordship. Thanks very much. I shall run 'em up to his lordship now. Now we're going to head off this way into the passage. And the passage is where they had all their running around, the servants. Servant, could you go do what you've been asked to do? Thank you. She knows her place.